Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Replay Dugout. I'm Tom Abbott. Thanks for stopping by. You're in my cozy little basement here with soft lighting. Hope I'm showing up all right. How's everyone doing? This is a video I've been meaning to shoot for some time. I finished my 1984. It was actually the Detroit Tiger season replay a few months ago, and I've been meaning to do a wrap-up video, and I just haven't had any time to do it. And even today's video isn't really the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to do a much more, I don't know, just a better produced video with different effects and maybe some audience clapping noises and all kinds of stuff like that. But I'm just going to do this. It's either do it this way or just don't ever get to it. So anyway, let me go back to my screen here. I want to say hello to a couple of my correspondents. That is Puck. Whoops. Do that. Come on. Puck from Auburn, Massachusetts, and Bart from Kansas City. Thank you guys for supporting the show. And by supporting the show, I mean just, watching. So if you would like to get on this list, I'd like for this list to grow. Just drop me a note in the comments. Or you can send me an email at replaydugout@gmail.com. You can send me an email there, although I would say the best bet is to just leave me a comment because I don't check this email very often. So anyway, let's get to the season. First of all, let's look at what am I showing right now? I am showing my desktop, and that is a pretty cool desktop background I got from somewhere online. Somebody posted this image on one of the Facebook groups, and I thought that is way cool. I went to numerous games here growing up, and up until they closed it down in 1999, I believe. And I sat up here in the upper deck, somewhere up here, for Mark the Bird Fidrich's first home game. So that was pretty cool. So anyways, let's take a look at, where are we? Let's take a look at the 1984 real season. This is in real life. Hang on here. I want to get to standings. All right, I'm out here at Baseball Reference. There we go. Waiting for the standing. There we go. So in the American League East, you can see the Tigers won their division at 104 wins. Let me go ahead and maybe maximize it. Oh, that's too much. There we go. Get rid of this. Okay. So, 104 wins. They won comfortably, a 15-game lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. So they won their division decisively. You may remember they started off the season 35-5. And if you don't follow me, I am a Detroit Tigers fan. So it's the reason I played the 1984 season. And I will share with you who won the World Series in just a minute. And again, this is real life. This is from Baseball Reference. And so we have the Kansas City Royals that won the American League West, 3 games over California and Minnesota. And then over in the National League, we had the Chicago Cubs outlast the New York Mets, 6.5-game lead there at the end. 96 wins, 65 losses. So the Cubs took the East. I remember there was a lot of excitement in Chicago at this time, but San Diego also came up and won their divisions decisively by 12 games over Atlanta and Houston. and the Dodgers. My second favorite team is the Reds, and they didn't do that well that year. Anyways, so we had Tigers, Royals, Cubs, Padres. So now let's take a look at how my season replay went. Okay. And we also had Tigers, Royals, Phillies. Where did the Phillies end up in real life? Let me move this over. Phillies were actually in fourth place at 81 and 81, and they were 94 and 68, and they took a decisive 8.5 game lead into their winning the division National League East. So, and then this was kind of a surprise. The Atlanta Braves, you can see in real life there, right here. Oh my goodness. You can see in real life there that they were in second place, but they weren't even close at 12 games behind. In fact, the entire division was under 500 except for the Padres. But I can tell you that it was a pretty close race between Houston and San Diego and the Dodgers. And then the Braves, up until the last month, kind of were hanging around. They were just one of those teams hanging around, trying to stay within striking distance. And they went on a tear in that last month, and they leapfrogged over the Dodgers, the Padres, the Astros, and they took the division. And I will share with you in a minute just how far they went. So they finished 87 and 75. You can see here, if you look at the run differential, the Phillies had a plus 122, plus 48 for the Royals. The Braves actually took their division with a -8 run differential. So you can see they finished 7 and 3, but they just stayed in the race. They stayed in the hunt, and then they just got hot when they needed to. And I can tell you, they stayed hot through the playoffs. Tigers had a 260 point run differential. So how did things go? Well, once we got into the postseason, I will tell you, let's go look at how things panned out. And of course, in real life, the Tigers ended up playing the Padres, and the Tigers won it in 5 games. And that's been their only World Series since 1968. They came close in 1986, but man, they ran into a very hot Minnesota Twins team. Again, that's all real life. So let's go back here. Let's look at October, and let's go back to the beginning. Actually, we can just show it right here. You can see the first day of the postseason. It was Kansas City at Detroit. Now, I wanted to show you that run differential and that the Tigers won their division decisively. And again, now we're into the replay now. We're no longer looking at real life. Oh, hey, Dr. Pepper. I didn't even see that you came in there. Welcome. Glad you stopped by. Thank you. Just going over my replay of the 1984 season. So we got into the postseason, and you can see the Royals. What I want to demonstrate here is that the Tigers, they were so dominant during the season, and when they got into the playoffs, boy, they just, I don't know, their bats went quiet, but you can see here they squeaked it out in the end. Yeah, they beat Atlanta 6-3 in the last game of the World Series, and did win the World Series just like they did in real life. But it was close. Hey, Dr. Pepper, can you hear me okay? If you're still there, let me know if you can hear me. I always get really paranoid that I'm doing this whole video and my mic's off, although I did check it before I started the video. Anyways, 5-3. So you can see the Tigers lost 5-3. And then the Braves continued to be hot. Love to see Dale Murphy Braves doing well. Would have loved to see him in the World Series. Yeah. Well, Dale Murphy, wait, he was Braves, right? Yeah, Braves. He was in the World Series, and not in real life, but and thank you for the feedback on my sound. But the Braves carried their hot. Let's just take a look at them for a second, because they finished the season hot, leapfrogged over everybody, took their division. And then first game they played Philadelphia, who took their division. Again, this is 1984, so there was no Central Division. There was no wild card. It was just American League East, American League West, National League East, National League West, and that's the way it was. So, but Atlanta beat Philadelphia. Then they beat him again on the next game 2. They lost game 3, and then they won game 4. So, and now the old days, it was a best of 5. So the first round was best of 5, and then that was the league championship series. So they took the National League in 4 games. So they continue to be hot. Tigers, they got beat by Kansas City game 1, and then they came back and won game 2, and then they won game 3. So they're up 2-1. Then they lost 1-0. So now we're at 2-2, and then they won 12-7. So now they're up game 3, and then they won game. I'm sorry, I'm getting all mixed up here. So they took. Oh no, that's Atlanta. Sorry. Let's go back. Sorry, I can't. I'm doing math poorly here. So 5 games. They lost. Okay, so they won game 1. Or I'm sorry, they lost game 1, 5-3. Won game 2. Won game 3. So they're up 2-1. They just need 1 more to win, but they lose to Kansas City. So now it's 2-2. So now this dominant Detroit team is on the brink of maybe getting eliminated. And while it looks like they took the last game decisively, well, the final score was decisive, but I can tell you that it went to the it went into the I think the 9th inning or 8th or 9th inning before they took the lead. And so they squeaked by the American League Championship Series, got into the World Series. So here we go. Game 1 of the World Series in Detroit. Game 2-0 Detroit. And then they lost 11-4. Got spanked. So now we're at 1-1. Then they lost again. And this is where the bats went quiet, and I was getting worried. So then they were down 2-1 against this red-hot Atlanta team. And then it was 2-2. And then 3-2. They're on the brink of elimination here. And I can tell you, this is the game right here. This was the game of the year. And the Tigers, sorry, which was the game of the year? Holy smokes. Was it games? They were behind one of these games. Man, I'll tell you, it's been a couple of months since I finished the season, and now I'm all mixed up. I want to say they were getting ready to lose. Yes, that's what it was. Okay. Yes, this is Digital Diamond version 13. I played this season with Digital Diamond version 12. I played it with various games. I actually played most of the games with Digital Diamond, their own engine, the Digital Diamond engine, just because most of the games I played the Detroit Tigers season, and then I let Digital Diamond play the rest of the teams, the rest of the games. There's no way I could play 2,000 some hundred games to play a complete season. So no way I was going to do that. But so Digital Diamond played all the other games. The games that I played mostly with Digital Diamond, but then I also played with Status Pro. I played some of them with Status Pro Advanced, some of them with Payoff Pitch. But what I'm trying to point out here is the World Series. So we're up 1-0, 1-1, down 2-1, 2-2, and then we're down 3-2, and we came back in game 6 and won this game. But I can tell you this game went into, I think, extra innings, and it was Lou Whitaker that. Oh, okay. It was game 7. Man, I am really messed up here. Okay, it was game 7. We were losing this game. I think I want to look at this. Got one person left in here with all my stuttering and stumbling and everything. Sorry about that. Pulling up the box score for this final game 7. Yeah. If you look here, Tigers were up 1-0 in the first, and then they went up 5-3, 5-4. Oh, this is still not the game. There was a game that was rescued by Lou Whitaker, and we were losing, and it looked like we were getting ready to be eliminated. And I'm forgetting if it was the championship series or if it was this. I want to say it was. Is it this game? Box score. Lou Whitaker. Yeah, it was Lou Whitaker. He hit a ninth, I believe it was a 9th or 10th inning home run. Here's Lou Whitaker. Yep, top of the 9th. I think we were down. We were down 4-2. Whitaker comes up, 2 outs. Yep, it's storybook time. 2 outs. Lou Whitaker. Deep fly ball to right. Watch that baby. Out of here. Home run. Bergman and Grubb score. So he saved that game, and then the Tigers went on to win the World Series. So moving right along, let's go to the rewards. Tigers win the World Series that year. I'm going to try to do this in a little bit more dramatic fashion if I can. It's not really a rehearsed video. So what I'm going to do here is go through the awards, batting average, home runs, that kind of thing. Let's see. Overview. Where's my season overview? There it is. Okay, waiting for that to pull up. All right. So here's the American League award winners. All right, so let's go to the main ones. Back in 1984, we weren't talking too much about WAR and all that, or really OPS and some of those stats that are really, really big today. We talked about kind of the basics. There was the batting average, there was the RBI, home runs, of course, stolen bases, that kind of thing. And so right here, this is Baseball Reference 1984. The American League batting champion in real life was Don Mattingly at 343, followed by Dave Winfield and Wade Boggs. I am waiting for some reason on this Dell laptop of mine. Let's get ready to pull up. There we go. It's really slow. Okay, so the winner of the American League batting average, the batting champion for the American League in my replay was on this list, but it wasn't Don Mattingly. In fact, Mattingly was not even in the top 5 in mine. The winner was, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to do a screenshot. So that I can do this piece by piece and not spoil the rest. I don't want to bring the whole thing over and there we go. Okay. That's not. Okay, champion in my replay, followed by at 333, followed by Dave Winfield, Mike Easler at 328, Kent Herbeck at 321, and Wade Boggs at 321. So Boggs at 321 and then 325 in real life. Buddy Bell, 315, 333 here. 328 for Mike Easler, 313. So not bad. And again, I played this season with multiple games. So had I stuck with one game, maybe it would be a little tighter. but I used, like I said, Digital Diamond, Status Pro, Payoff Pitch, APA. Well, no, actually, I didn't do APA with 1984 because I don't have 1984 cards. So anyway, all right, let's go. Next one up is the home run category. And let's see, in real life, where is our home runs? There we go. We had Tony Armas with 43, followed by Dave Kingman. I think it was Andre Thornton and Lance Parrish for the Tigers at 33. So let's see how this turns out. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to go ahead and snip that. And let's go ahead and bring this over. Oh, I know, the suspense. We had Dwayne Murphy of the A's take the home run championship for the American League with 38. So he would have been in second place in real life. Harold Baines, second place with 37. Don't see him on the list. Oh, there he is, 29. Dave Kingman at 37. So that's pretty close. Andre Thornton also at 37. And Tony Armas at 35. So some of the same names. You did have Murphy there for Oakland. So we came pretty close, I'd say. RBIs. Tony Armas in real life at 123. Jim Rice at 122. Kingman at 118. I'm going to use a different screen snipping tool here, just because I think it'll be faster. This is a more of a lightweight tool, whereas the other one I was using was the built-in one for Microsoft, and it's kind of taking a while there. Okay, here we go. So in my replay, we had Andre Thornton with 118. Okay, he wasn't even on the top 10 in real life. Jim Rice at 115. Dave Winfield at 112. Lloyd Mosby at 111, not in the top 10 in real life. And Harold Baines at 101. So let's see, Thornton, Rice. Rice is about Rice and Winfield. No, Rice and Winfield are the only ones that kind of match up with real life. All right, let's take a look at, let's get rid of this. Let's see. I have to pull up reports for stolen bases. It's not one of the statistics, so I'm not going to do that right now. Let's see. Do we have pitching? Let's see. Awards, pitching. And let's take a look at 1984 AL season. American League pitching. All right, let's expand. And come on over to Digital Diamond. For the ERA, and if anybody's chatting, by the way, I apologize. I've got two screens going on here, and I can't see if you are. Yeah, Dr. Pepper. And I've got a second person in here. Hello. Okay, so we're moving on to American League leaders. Okay, and the screenshot here is my season replay. And then here's real life. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. Let's see. We want to do ERA again. This is old school, 1984. So we weren't keeping track of things like WAR and stuff like that. But we had Buddy Black with a 2.12 ERA for the Royals, followed by Bert Blyleven at 2.42. He was 2.87 and in third place in real life. Ray Burris, 2.61 for the Oakland A's, and he was 3.15 and in ninth place. Brett Saberhagen, 2.64 versus 2.87. And then Juan Berenguer for the Tigers at 2.77. Yeah, he was really a stud for my season replay this year. So next up is wins. Let's see how the old wins did. Boom, let's take a screenshot here. And I'm doing screenshots so that I can bring in, because Digital Diamond's got everything on one screen, and I kind of want to just do one at a time instead of dragging the whole screen over. There we go. All right, so there's wins right there. Let me check, see if there's any comments. Okay. So again, in the background and to the right is Baseball Reference. This is in real life American League. And we have, let's see, Doyle Alexander won 24 games for the Blue Jays this year. Was he in the mix? Yeah, he won 17 in real life. Dave Steve won 23 games, and he won 16 in real life. Buddy Black won 20 games, and he won 17 in real life. Jim Beatty, or Beatty, I think it's Beatty, for the Mariners, won 19 games. Is he on the list here at all? No. And then Mike Witt for California won 19 games. He had a dynamite season. So there you go. This is my 1984 season. All right, let's switch over to the National League. All right, awards. Let's see, how do I get back? Okay, here we go. National League. Okay, National League right there, and then let's go ahead and grab my National League statistics. Let's start with batting. No working page, so let's just start there. Expand all. And let's see, National League batting. Okay, let's go ahead and capture a screen print. Keyboard shortcut is Alt-Shift-Right, but for some reason, Alt-Shift-Right. Oh, okay. So pushing the right combination there. All right, grabbing the National League. Oh, that's pitching. We don't want to do that. Close. There we go. Alt-Shift-Right. Let's grab my pitching leaders. There we go. So here we go, ERA. There it is. Okay, so real life, the leader was Pena for the Dodgers at 2.48. Okay, Gooden had a good year, 2.6. Hershiser, 2.66. Candelaria, 2.72. And old Fernando Valenzuela, I got to see him pitch live. I went to a Reds-Dodgers game down at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Saw him pitch back in the day. Anyway, my replay, we had Rick Sutcliffe at 1.63. We had some smoking ERAs this year. Nolan Ryan at 1.65. I will say he did spend a chunk of the season injured. And I think that was in real life too. I might be wrong on that, but that might be one of the reasons. Well, he's a great pitcher anyways, but that might be one of the reasons he was low like that, because he went into the injury list with a really low ERA. So it's hard to say if he would have gone the whole season like that, but he met the requirements to be on the list. So John Denny, 1.67 for the Phillies. Alejandro Pena, he was number 1 in real life, and he was number 4 in my replay for the Dodgers. And then Mario Soto, 2.41. Was he on the list at all? No. For the Reds, Let's see, Sutcliffe, no. Nolan Ryan, nope. John Denny, no. Oh, John Denny pitched a no-hitter for me this year. Unfortunately, I didn't roll the game myself. I have never rolled a no-hitter, but there were a couple of no-hitters that were played out by Digital Diamond in the season. So again, I played the Tigers. I played every Tiger game, but I let Digital Diamond play the rest. Okay, so that's ERA. Let's take a look at the wins. Where's wins here? Oh, right there. Andahar at 20. Only 20-game winner that year. Let's see how that compares to my season. And I know I've said this 2 or 3 times. I'll say it again in case you're just joining. I played my 1984 season with multiple games, but I kept everything in Digital Diamond. I played it with Digital Diamond, Status Pro Advanced, and Payoff Pitch. And it seems like I'm forgetting one. Okay, so yeah, we also had Andahar get 20 wins for the Cardinals, so that matched straight up. Joe Niekro got 20 wins. He got 16 in real life. Mario Soto, 18. Didn't even show up in the top 10 there in real life. Steve Carlton, 17 wins. And Rick Mailer at 16 wins. Dr. Pepper, I think you'd be happy to see that. He did have a good season with the Braves. Like I said, they stayed in the hunt all season. They kept it close, and then they went on a run in September, got into the World Series, and darn near won the World Series. Okay, so that takes care of that. And the final one, let's see, saves. Oh, I didn't cover saves. I'm going to go ahead and, just because I don't feel like I'm lazy, I don't feel like pulling that back up. But saves for the American League, Willie Hernandez won it for the Tigers, 31. In real life, he not only won the Cy Young, he won the American League MVP. Ernie Camacho for the Indians at 18 saves. Quisenberry at 16 for the Royals. Righetti, 15 for the Yankees. And Bill Caudill, 13 for the A's. We look at saves for the National League. Let's see. I do have that up. Wins, losses, saves right there. Okay. Bring this back over. So we had 21 for Frank DiPino. There he is at 14 for Houston. Al Holland had 20 for the Phillies. There he is at 29 in real life. Greg Minton had 20. He had 19 in real life. Jeff Reardon had 19. He had 23 in real life. And Donnie Moore had 18, 16 in real life. So we'll move that over. How are we doing over here? We have one person left. Hello, and how you doing? All right, I'm getting near the end here. Let's take a look at National League batting. So let's go here. American League, National League batting. So I'm comparing real life with my season replay. And let's go back up. Okay. And let's expand this out. And batting average, close this out. Batting average, where are you? Get hits, total bases, triples. Where did I skip? There it is, batting average. So Tony Gwynn was number 1. And let me go ahead and capture my list. Open that up and show you here. See if that pops up. There we go. So Tony Gwynn for me too, except he batted 381 in my replay. Tim Raines batted 335, 309 in real life. Lee Lacy, 333 for the Pirates. And he was in second place in real life. Dave Parker, 316 I didn't realize he was that good of a hitter. I knew he hit home runs, but I didn't appreciate that he was that good of a hitter. Maybe he was only in my league because I don't see him here in the race for batting champion. Chili Davis at 314 for San Francisco. Yeah, he was number 3 in real life. Look at that, 315, 314 for me. So pretty close. Okay, so Tony Gwynn, batting champion. Let's take a look at the next category. Everybody's favorite, home runs. Let's see how I stacked up. Drum roll, please. There we go. Mike Schmidt, 41 homers. And he was tied for first in real life with Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy came in second place for the Braves with 37 home runs, so he outdid himself. But Mike Schmidt outdid himself just a little bit more. Ron Cey had 30 dingers, 25 in real life. George Foster, my favorite player from the 70s when I was a kid, 28. And let's see, yeah, he had 24 in real life. Darryl Strawberry, 27. And he was at 26 in real life. So home run champion, Mike Schmidt. Congratulations. And the last one, and then we're going to wrap up the show. RBIs. You know, maybe I'll dig a little further. Maybe I won't wrap up the show. Maybe I'll actually go look up stolen bases and that kind of thing. Let's see, RBIs in real life. Let's see, in my replay, 130. Dale Murphy was just a machine. In real life, he had 100. Mike Schmidt, 119 to 106. Jose Cruz for the Astros, 106. He had 95 in real life. Andre Dawson, 104. And I don't see him on the list in real life. And Gary Carter had 98. God rest his soul. And he was tied for first in real life. So congratulations, Dale Murphy. Runs batted in leader. All right, I'm going to pull this over, and this is again version 13 of Digital Diamond. Oh yeah, good. That's a good question, Dr. Pepper. Let me get down there. AL MVP, according to Digital Diamond, was Lloyd Moseby. Had 348 votes. I'm not sure how Digital Diamond does that, but he had 348 votes. Dwight Evans, Andre Thornton, Jim Rice, and Harold Baines were behind Lloyd Moseby. On the NL side, Tim Raines had 347 votes, just edged Atlanta Braves, Dale Murphy. Sorry, Dr. Pepper. Yep, just edged him at 347. You had Mike Schmidt, Juan Samuel. Is it Samuel or Samuel? I think it's Samuel. Ryan Sandberg, 319. Yeah, Murphy robbed again. I've got some friends of ours that live in the same town, and their last name is Murphy, and they are related. I'm not sure what the relation is, but they are related. AL Cy Young goes to Doyle Alexander for the Toronto Blue Jays. Dave Stieb for the Blue Jays came in second, so they had strong pitching there. Buddy Black, Jim Beattie, Mike Witt. In the National League, it was Joaquin Andahar, the Cy Young winner for the Cardinals. We had Joe Niekro, Mario Soto, Rick Mailer for the Braves, and Steve Carlton. So, quick story. Every time Doyle Alexander comes up, I feel like I have to share this. Let's see. There's the camera. So I was out. This is a long time ago, back in early 20s when we used to go to bars. And I was at a bar in Detroit with some friends, and I got up. I don't know what I was going to do, go to the bathroom or go get another beer or something like that. And it was a really crowded Detroit bar. And here comes Doyle Alexander walking right at me. He's just, dressed. He's at a bar. He's just dressed in normal clothes. And we made eye contact. And of course, I'm starstruck. I'm like, whoa, I recognize you. And I stuck out my hand, and he just smiled back, shook my hand, and we just walked past each other. It was just like a quick deal. He seemed like he just seemed like a normal guy and a nice guy, and I'll never forget that. He just was walking around the Detroit bar that I don't know if anybody else recognized him. I'm sure some people did, but there's probably a lot of people there. I had no idea who he was. But anyways, let's get back. Was there anything else here? Yeah, I'm going to see if I can run some reports. I want to see who won the stolen bases. So if I go, isn't there a quick thing here? That's postseason box score setups. You know, I think I have to come out. And let's go into, let's see, reports. There we are. All right. And let's see, standings, win, loss. Oh, I think so this is 13, and I don't know if it's just because I'm playing, a previous season that's already been played out, or is it, oh, hang on here. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I was like, well, there used to be more reports, but that's right. He created these tabs. Get rid of this. Leaders. Pitching, batting. Is there a way, and I'm sure there is, export, if I say new report, pitching, batting, fielding, leaders, rosters. I guess let's go leaders and say new report. And some batting, fielding. Oh, really? No, nothing for stolen bases. Unless I'm doing something wrong. Man, I would have thought that would be one of the default reports. Fielding, pitching, batting, rosters, organization. Is it rosters? Team rosters? No. Fielding. I'm not sure how to get that data. And standings. Fielding. It's not going to be fielding. It's probably not going to be rosters. Will it be under organization? Awards? Let's see what awards comes up with. Oops, not that. Let's view it. Still building, right? There we go. Let's see, what do we have in here? Oh, it's just one page. Okay, all right. Still looking for a way to figure out stolen base winner. Let's see. Rosters. Organization. Team rosters. If I say new, what am I? Pitching, fielding, leaders, rosters, organization. Leaders. Well, gosh, it wouldn't come under batting, would it? A batting? I guess I already have a batting leaders report there. Let me get rid of this. If I say view, you know what I think it might be? Oh, I lost. I have nobody viewing, but that's okay. If you're still here watching this video, if you just pulled it up, thank you for getting this far. How far am I into this video? Almost 45 minutes. And what I'm sitting here trying to do is figure out a way to see who won the stolen base champion, who the stolen base champions were for the American League and the National League. And I'm struggling with how to do that. Pitching, fielding, leaders, rosters, organization. It would be under organization. If I say new report. Batting leaders, pitching leaders, organization. Here's an Untitled. Lineups, player of the game, top pitching, awards, Untitled. Top pitching performances, draft report, lineups, schedule. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll post a question out at the Digital Diamond dugout, the forum. I'm not sure how to see who the stolen base crown goes to. Standings, batting. Well, I'll figure this out after the video. So let's pop this up. Thanks so much for if you've made it this far in the video. Thank you. Again, if you'd like to get your name mentioned as a correspondent, foreign correspondent, if you're from a different country, just leave a comment down in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments. It was a fun season. I really enjoyed it. I played it with, like I said, multiple games. I was in no hurry. To me, this is about enjoyment. This is about fun. I've got enough stress in my life with work and just things family related, and the last thing I need is a hobby that adds stress. So I took this just at the pace that I wanted to take it at, played it when I could play it, and I didn't worry about when I was going to finish it. It turned out it took about 6 or 7 months, I think, maybe 8. Yeah, and I played it with whatever game I felt like playing at that time. I didn't have a schedule like, this many games with Digital Diamond, this many games, Status Pro Advanced, et cetera. I just was like, hey, I feel like payoff pitch today. So that's the game I played. So anyways, it was all about fun, had a good time. And now I'm beginning I've got 2 other projects going on. One, a very short one. It's King of the Hill, and I only have 4 teams. It's the 2023 APA playoff teams. My daughter bought me the basic game, brand new. I kind of had an old one that I'd cobbled together, but she bought me a brand new one, and it came with the 4 2023 playoff teams. So I went ahead and played a tournament, King of the Hill tournament, and right now I've got the Phillies and the Rangers going to start a World Series. I'm playing the Master game with that. Although the World Series now, I'm thinking about trying out one of the Merino boards. Now that I've learned the Master game, the Merino boards and the OZ boards make more sense now. They make a lot more sense now, so I think I can use them confidently. And I really do enjoy the Master game, but I do think the base advancing is a little like it does. I don't enjoy that. I'll be honest, I don't. And I think the OZ and the Merino boards, they give you the best of Master game with all the pitching ratings and the the air, what do you call it, the little air chart, or checking the fielder's rating and whether or not he's a 1 on that play or a 2 or a 3 or whatever. I do like that. I'm going to give that a try. So let's see. Okay, I'm rambling on here. Thanks for visiting the Replay Dugout, and look for some more videos and shorts and live streams. I'm going to crank them out whenever I get a chance. Again, this is all about fun too. So the last thing I need is a stress, and I don't want this video channel, YouTube channel, to be a stress thing. So I'll crank them out whenever I can. So thank you for stopping by. Have a great weekend. God bless. See ya.